I'm sitting here. I don't know if I'm gonna burst into tears or if I was just about to do that. Then I pressed on the play button and it kind of disappeared. Um, hmm. It's morning here. Um, I woke up this morning. I've been crying. I've been not in the sense of despair or something like that, but and that's what I want to talk about because that's uh, something personal to me, something very personal. Um, because it this talk it anchors to my first sentence in this video that um, because I have often been accused of being too cold or being unemotional or stone or ice or something like that, and I suppose that's true, at least in some at least kind of, but at the same time, um, that is because that that is not from not that is from casuality, that is a um, cause from other casualizations, because I actually think that I am kind of too soft. I feel too much. So my and that is so mm, my whole life I carried, for as long as I remember, I carried this kind of this um, emotional foundation of emptiness inside my chest. Uh, mm, and uh, my whole life, I have been rejected. You know how I've been rejected the first time, the second time, the third time, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, the seventh, the eighth, the ninth, the 10th, and it has been going on for that like that for not for 36 years, but almost with with one exception. Um, and I learned from being a child that every time I got rejected, this uh, weird kind of sorrow, this weird kind of emptiness that's kind of like more uh, dangerous to experience than sorrow itself, um, used to take over me. And so my whole life I have been changing between been, between um, this you know, this state when you get hopeful, for hopeful, and when you're thirsty for love and you get hopeful, and you kind of like see that like a representation in a girl or a woman, that for that expression. For me, that has always been like that, has always, and not all, I think perhaps with one exception, always been that has always resulted in rejection, where I am the one uh, uh, being rejected. So I have, and because I have, and I come from dysfunctional environment from the beginning. So I built up this kind of this suffering, this this foundational, this tone of suffering that's been beneath everything else, and it's built up over the years, more, and it's usually got expressed in with rejection, with this dangerous emptiness, this kind of emptiness that made me, it was kind of like a black hole of emptiness that created sorrow, uncontrolled. Uh, and I got so I don't know how I'm gonna get from here to what I want to talk about, but I kind of wanna know, because I have been accused of being cold a lot, and I know that why I have this. It's my security, but my security has become automated in a lot of sense. It has become um, so automated that it's kind of like part of me. Um, I don't even most of the time I don't even recognize that I am. Um, 2 years ago, uh, I was totally broken, and I got to this state where I got to this state where I decided that I was gonna kill myself. So, and it was not like, that cry for help that you hear about. I've been in that state also. It was more like, oh, I am happy now. I got happy when I decided, because I realized that it's only kind of like a week from now. I'm gonna have I'm gonna experience, not experience, but I'm gonna have the I will have freedom. So I got to this state of tranquility where I got really excited of excited, happy, and kind of like in dance mode. It got me to the point I wanted to like dance and listen to David Hasselhoff's "I've Been Looking for Freedom," and I found in my head that kind of like I found it, and it's just a couple of days from here. Um, and then some strange things happen. I found hope. I I found hope, um, from a woman, uh, that not she she gave me, mm, human, um, mm, care just by being there mentally. She gave me, because I was feeling like the loneliest person on the planet. Uh, I don't want to frame it too much in words, but she actually saved my life. I don't know if I don't know if she knows, but she actually saved my life because uh, she got to the point. She saved my life because she made me find this deeper connection to a human soul that I was existentially thirsty, that I was longing for. Um, this was 2 years ago. Um, from then, from that time, a lot has happened. Um, I fell in love with this woman later on. Um, because and I fucked up my life. I became something unspeakable, something. However, um, I fell in love, and I started to affiliate in my mind. I started to affiliate because she became my savior, and she became kind of like, you know, the representation of light for me, uh, in darkness, where where I am kind of like the vessel for at least I was or am, I don't know, the vessel representing the dark nature of the human side. And she became kind of like the representation of light for me. She became light, source of light. Um, and then, then once again, I found myself in a place where I was uh, totally alone, totally um, in the hands of of the circumstances, and I was not treated well. I was not treated well. And then once again, I don't wanna. Then once again, she became um, the one I emotionally and mentally could um, turn to for that connection. And I was in a state where I lost my I lost my all my friends, I lost my life, I lost my job, my business, I lost my not my business, my job, I lost my reputation, I lost my character, I lost my uh, trust in myself. I lost my brother. I lost my sisters. I lost my mother. I lost my father. I lost everything. um, and I was in this state. I was experiencing this state that I was talking about in the other video. And then and in that uh, hell, because it was what it was for me. I I I found um, that hope, that not not hope, but because I was becoming stone. I was becoming stone, ice cold, not ice cold, but I was becoming the worser parts of me. And once a week, she kind of penetrated that surface, and not she kind of she made me feel human. She made me feel um, she made me, I don't know if she knows, but she's kind of like that. She made me cry almost every week for I don't know, a few months, half a year, perhaps more. And I tried to in my own sense, I tried to respond and and tell her what this meant for me. But it was hard. I was kind of unable to do that. So in the in I actually, instead of just responding, I actually built up this foundation of representation where she's where I started, because everything I see is the light. She became the represent. She became kind of like um, my savior. And and this, it happens all the time. It happens almost every time I think about it. She makes me cry. The thought about her makes me cry. But and this is what I want to talk about, because first I found that she saved my life. Later on, I fell in love. Uh, then I then then I realized that this woman is married, and she is not interested in me in that way. So I got this rejection point again, and then my old pattern um, started uh, expressing itself. This emptiness, this sorrow, this everything. It was kind of like being rejected from 15 people at the same time, where everyone is every time one the experience has been built up on from so I started researching myself. I started looking for what kind of music did I listen to when I was experiencing this heartbreak before, and I realized that I have always built in my emotional despair, sorrow, emptiness into the same kind of music. So it's kind of like the key. The music has become the key to that part of me. But this time, this woman, this time when this happened, it was kind of like she didn't leave. She didn't get afraid. She didn't just disappear. She wanted to know. I believe she wanted to know more. So I did my best. Not my best. I tried to. I tried to tell her. I tried to tell her where this all came from, because this is the causalization that expresses needingness from me early on in a relationship, or this expression that seems unemotional and unengaged. It's kind of like either way. If I'm interested, I'm kind of like too much, or rather, in majority of cases, I'm kind of like I'm better off alone, unengaged, unemotional, secure. But this time, this woman, she didn't leave. She expressed the boundary, but she didn't leave. She wanted to. She from the beginning. I think she wanted to know more, and this was kind of like, oh, this has never for me. This had never happened before. It had never happened. Uh, and then she did, and that started a process of of something else, because that made me able to express all my my wound. And if I didn't love her before, that sure made me love her more, because in a from a psychological and emotional standpoint, she became my savior. And that is what I want to talk about today, because because today I am crying, and I have been crying for the last at least the last year, perhaps more, perhaps I think for 2 years, but at least for the last year, it has been it has been a different kind of um, tears. It's not it's not coming from this empty sorrow, emptiness, empty sorrowness that makes me shiver in 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 despair. You know, kind of like an orgasm that that's too much, but it's actually just like kind of like sorrow expressing itself or something like that. Despair from today. I'm crying every when I think about her. She makes me. She takes me from this state of um, I wouldn't say coldness, but she takes me from this state of whatever to this state you just saw. I actually think she makes me more human. I I, I have this conflict. I don't want it. I don't want. I don't feel comfortable crying on cameras. I have this. I am experiencing this conflict right now. But these tears I am experiencing because she's still, or not still, uh, the last for the in recent time I have been re-experiencing this rejection uh, from her and her part of life, uh, and that has been um, making me re-experience myself this pattern of being rejected, of being uh, unwanted, or being hated, misunderstood, and being accused, everything. Uh, but I don't get to that point of emptiness anymore. It's kind of like the emptiness has gone. It's kind of gone. I don't feel like I'm carrying it anymore. And I have been carrying that one that shit from at least from the beginning, at least as long as I can remember. So I don't know. I'm torn because I am rejected, and I wanna I don't wanna uh, mess with marriage. I Of course not. Uh, but I am experiencing this this. I am torn because I am being rejected, but at the same time I feel like kind of like she's my savior because she kind of filled the hole of sorrow, emptiness, and sorrow. It's kind of more like, you know, the tears you get. It's not. tears of joy. It's tear more more like those tears you get when you are experiencing um, deep connection to nature, to the beautiness of life. You know, when you hear a when you hear a beautiful song that makes you cry. That is that is that is what she is for me. Uh, of course, it's kind of like not without the rejectional part, but it balances out. So I started to like this. I have become the dude, and that's totally, if nothing else is crazy, that is totally crazy to me. Because I have become I have I have become the dude that likes. Uh, I like when I cry. I like the state when I cry because that's real. For to me that is as kind of as real as it gets, and I like real. I like that because for me, tears doesn't lie. Tears doesn't lie. Tears is the real thing. And I have been accused of lying a lot, and I I don't think I do that, but I like this connection to, and I think it's I think I trigger that from my sessional experiences of psychedelics. You know, when you can experience uh, this deeper emotional states of from just observing your environment, from just contemplating, from just realizing the beautiness of life, the complexity of because we shouldn't be here, we shouldn't be alive, we are it should be impossible, but we are doing it anyway. And that kind of that those feelings, those are now those kind of like tears of richness from life being emotional, from being beautiful. Those are, for me, in my mind, in my experiences, those are, when I think about her, I experience that state often. I often experience that enriching that enriching state. And it ain't happiness, but it makes me feel a lot richer. It makes me feel rich because it makes me feel more human, more anchored to what is real and important in life. Mm. Mm. And I don't know if she's watching, but I just wanted to I woke up with this state, experiencing this state today, and hmm, and it makes me feel, it makes me wonder, because I am. It has been a lot of suffering to get from where I was to where I am today, but I still have this kind of this um, pattern uh, of of old secure ways when it comes to new new social relations, either in every social relation. And I don't know, because I often get accused of being feeling too little, but I believe that I f- I need this secure behavior, because I'm too soft. I'm too, because if I anchor my heart to you, you can you s- I and what is, because I will never forget. I will never forget. It's kind of like once is kind of like always for me. Not always, but often always. And I thought a long time, because I didn't realize why why did I why did this emptiness, this why did it disappear? Why does it make me cry? Why does it make me cry? I I think I realized the answer this morning, just before I started this video. I think I believe, I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but she made me feel loved. I believe that is what what fixed me. She made me feel loved. Her friends, her uh, this environment that was nurturing. Mm. That is strange, because she made me feel loved but rejected. But that made the, it got to another point. It got to this existential point of of easy, of simpleness, where just being human was kind of like enough for well, that kind of is describing the situation enough, I believe. Mm. So once again, how can I not love this woman? She saved me. Not in the once, not twice, perhaps. So I wanted to put some kind of words into a thank you.